Ooga fucking Ooga cunts, welcome to the cunt stream. And tonight we have a special episode of Han Solo. We will be talking about multiverses, Stan Lee's alleged elder abuse, and Apu Nahasapeemapetilon. Not sure
I'm
which.
really glad you didn't fuck up the pronunciation there.
Oh, I've been saying his name for a while.
Really ashamed. All right, the multiverse is going to be the core of the discussion. So let's start with the other ones. I want to start with Apu.
That is a very good subject to talk about because everybody's losing their shit with what Apu was doing on The Simpsons.
Poor Apu. He's become a stereotype, and now he has a problematic.
He's a very funny stereotype. Indian people love him. What the fuck is everybody bitching about?
The Indians, though, that have been born here and don't understand what it's like to actually be back in India are the ones
Bullshit.
that hate him.
They don't understand shit because their parents never smacked them on the ass when they were babies.
They do not know the way.
It's like the people who have had to, who have been complaining about it, have had to admit. Apu is one of the smarter characters on the show.
He's living the American dream.
It's not a hard thing, but
his character is literally living the American dream. He owns a business that's his. He's got a wife. He's got kids. He pays all his bills. How is he a bad character? Is it because he runs his own business and he's not living off of the state?
Well, not only that, he's been frequently shown to be more intelligent than most of the other residents of Springfield.
Oh, yeah.
Realistically speaking, Apu would be the second richest person in Springfield because of how he runs his business. If you pay very close attention, he overprices his customers on almost everything except donuts and beer.
Yep.
But while admitting that he's one of the smarter characters, they try to claim that that's not why people like him. People like him for the accent. It's a funny accent, and that's why they like the character. But I mean, there have been multiple really, really good storylines with Apu. You have his arranged marriage. You have the birth of the octuplets. You have him cheating on Manjula.
Oh, yeah, he's been really well developed over the years.
You get him getting fired from the Quickie Mart and being replaced by James Woods.
Oh, yes, that's right. I haven't kept up with Simpsons in years, but he's definitely by far one of the better developed characters in the franchise. You look at, like, Homer Simpson, he's just gotten dumber over the years. Any arc he had died off.
Ruth has gotten smarter. Bart's become more of a rebel, and Marge has become more of a background character.
Yeah, she seems to be more of the grounding character, just the person that's there to like clean up in the aftermath.
I don't know. I think Bart's actually become less of a rebel. I remember in the early days of The Simpsons, he was a hell on wheels with his slingshot, the pranks he would pull. I mean, you almost feel sorry for Homer
the megaphone nuke.
Oh God, yeah, everything about. Then there was the fact that he tried to do the April Fools with that overly shooken can of beer.
Oh Christ!
Oh yes, the bomb that was the beer can. John Doe brings up a great point too. Apu is also another aspect of the American dream. He is an immigrant to the United States who has adapted to the culture and become successful in this country.
And I mean, arguably, he's one of the better examples of an immigrant that is integrated. I mean, obviously, there are the good ones like, Bumblebee Man, obviously a huge stereotype, but he's got a TV show that everyone watches, obviously successful.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Luigi Risotto, another huge stereotype, but a successful restaurant. But then you get Fat Tony, you get Groundskeeper Willie,
yes,
you get Cletus.
Cletus.
There are a lot of. I mean, I guess he's not really an immigrant. He doesn't fit in. He's just another stereotype. But
I think he was dropped off by aliens.
You get these all these stereotypes, and they are blatantly stereotypes.
Yeah,
they're stereotypes played to be funny. They're not to insult or hurt anybody. And back in the day, I'm 25, and I have to use that phrase. Back in the day, we didn't take offense to them.
No one took offense to Apu back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Part of it, I think, is because of the internet has allowed people who would have been offended to connect with groups of fellow like-minded people that need to be perpetually pissed off and annoyed at the slightest thing. So they can go, hey, but all my friends don't like him, so obviously everyone doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's the shit that really pisses me off about all this stuff, is because really, what is offensive about Apu? Honestly, there's nothing really offensive about Apu. Oh, he's voiced by a white guy. Hank Azaria isn't 100% white, first of all. And second of all, that's one of his best characters. I mean, I do love Chief Wiggum and Mo from Mo Tavern, but
yes.
Come on. Hank Azaria's best character is Apu. And he has had some of the best moments in Simpsons. He's had some of the best lines in The Simpsons. He's one of the better of all the background characters in The Simpsons. I mean, to sit there and bitch about anything with The Simpsons and Apu is to basically show, I'm bored, I have nothing to actually complain about, nothing of a valid argument, so I'm just going to pick at this fucking cartoon that's been on the air for 28 years.
There was
Hey!
There was a meme from The Simpsons way back when. Won't somebody please think of the children? And I think this is more of a useful meme today than it's ever been back then. Well, the amount of people trying to censor everything and using every kind of excuse imaginable. Oh, won't you think of the women? Won't you think of the children? Won't you think of the trans? Won't you think of that?
Yep.
It's the overly like parenting, censoring nature that's been going on, and it really does not rub well with me. I really dislike it.
Won't you think of my feelings?
No.
You don't have
it sucks, and you can see it in different areas of your life when you go out and you realize, wow, and our upcoming generation, or the one that's going out and trying to become the next movers and shakers of the world, they're so weak on an emotional level, and it's kind of sad to see.
Since when have you been trying to be a mover or shaker of the world?
I made a pie. I moved something.
Exactly. You made a fucking pie.
I moved something.
Probably fucked that up. That was still the highlight of your fucking day.
Very delicious.
Why do I feel like Samaj is like putting his face into one of his hands every time Opal speaks? He's like, oh my god, please just make her stop.
Oh wait.
No. I tend to just sort of sit here and wait and see if someone's going to yell at her.
I have a can of pumpkin in my cabinet. I can make another pie. Where's my cast iron? Where's my cast iron pan? I can make a pie.
Wait, I have a question, Opal. Have you ever seen Simpsons?
Yeah, I used to watch it. My uncle had the DVD set of season 1.
Useless. Were you offended by Apu? I mean, I know you're not Indian, but you're brown.
No, well, no, I'm not even offended by the bee Mexican guy.
No, because he was a funny character. I mean, he's one of the less funny characters. I actually hate Bumblebee Man.
I guess Indian guys can never own grocery stores, never have Indian culture, and never have an Indian accent now that this guy is offended.
I know an Indian taxi driver, an Indian convenience store owner, and a fucking Indian pizza store owner.
Go to the 7-Eleven near my house and you will see at least one Indian in the store at all times.
Sometimes stereotypes happen for a reason.
No, guys, Indian guys aren't allowed to be taxi drivers because some Indians are offended.
Fuck you! Never, I love that guy from the Coneheads.
Never. In media, they're never allowed to just happen to be taxi drivers ever. And it's horrible.
Indian taxi driver, clearly it's someone in blackface.
It's horrible that Apu tried to expose Indian culture to The Simpsons, like when they had that Indian wedding. No, that was a no-no. They should have never tried to expose Indian culture in a Simpsons episode.
Part of me wishes we had Bunty King on.
Well, no, see, The Simpsons is written by white people. And for them to write something about an Indian wedding They should have hired a complete new cast of writers, all Indian, and had them write it.
And for anyone who's in the chat throwing a fit, basically saying, "But he's not Indian." Okay, he's Sikh. Yes, I know, but similar.
He has more exposure than us.
Sikh and Indian are.
Also, I wouldn't.
It can be the same thing. Sikh is more of a religion than anything.
I wouldn't have liked it if they did get an all Indian writers to write a Simpsons episode, just because they don't know. They might watch The Simpsons, but I'd rather have people who have worked on The Simpsons to write The Simpsons. Yeah. Bringing in people to advise, sure, but I would really feel a lot better if the writers.
No, let's be honest.
I was
for the Indian Wendy
for the fucking writers of The Simpsons.
Said though, go for it.
I was gonna say, wouldn't have the Indian Wedding though been that much better if they had gotten a number of the more famous Bollywood dancer musical writers to at least write that section of the Simpsons? Because I would have loved to have seen the conniption fit the animators had trying to draw that sequence out.
Well, I think they had at least one Bollywood guy for reference.
Probably. I think they incorporated Apu a little bit more later on when they got more progressive. Frankly, I found the whole Indian Wedding just cringy. It's my least favorite episode of everything of The Simpsons.
I'm not going to say it was a great episode, but it did have its points to it.
Like maybe Apu did start out.
There were some solid jokes in there. Like what was it? No, we're Cyanide, a tribute band to Anthrax. There were some solid fucking jokes in there. I'm actually thinking of a different episode. I'm thinking of Otto's wedding, not not Apu's.
It's still a funny joke.
Even Otto's wedding was so super stereotypical because, like, the reason why he didn't even actually get married was because he's a metalhead, and he had his fucking bride-to-be walk down the aisle to fucking a rock ballad.
Yeah, to a loving tribute to Poison. Like, what song? I think it was Every Rose. I'm not sure.
Every rose has its thorn.
I've heard of that song before.
Oh, you just became the Captain America meme. I get that reference.
Whenever I hang out with older people, I'm like, oh, I understand that reference and get the context.
It's arguably Apu is, like, never mind him being one of the smarter characters, one of the more successful characters. He's one of the less offensive stereotypes.
Maybe he did.
Stereotype is he speaks in an Indian accent, as Indians will do, and works at a convenience store. Meanwhile, you get fucking Fat Tony, who's an Italian mobster. Pretty big stereotype against the Italians.
But Italians are white.
You get
you can't be racist against them.
And that's the thing. It's all the white characters. You get fucking Willie, who is an angry fucking Scotsman. Never heard that one before, right? Like, that's not.
Like, isn't Apu like one of the?
My entire family is a stereotype in England. They're all Irish, and they do exactly what you'd expect Irishmen to do.
Rusty. Fucking 50 points fucking Jewish stereotypes every episode with Krusty. Multiply that by 100 if his dad's in the episode.
His dad's dead.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot about that.
Well, like, isn't Apu one of the most successful people? He actually owns a business and has a loving family.
There's a lot to admire about Apu.
And he's a vegan, and he's not a character that's an alcoholic in Springfield. Like, that's an achievement in Springfield.
Everything about Apu is
like,
John,
if anything,
it says, well, why have you not taken your framed posters out of their package? They still have the corner protectors on them. We're moving in a couple months.
Oh.
So I'm not going to.
You won't be getting as much snow anymore.
Well,
He lives in Canada.
We're not moving out of the country, Opal.
Well, no. Like, you see more snow, I've noticed, than Schmeckle sees snow.
Schmeckle sees more snow than Schmeckle, huh?
I mean, Smile.
Oh no.
We are going to be moving a lot closer to where Samaj is, but I think they get more snow than us.
Oh,
Probably.
I've
Also-
noticed that you have more
I
snow
intend
out
to
your
be in
window.
about 2 weeks as far away from snow as I can possibly get by moving to a desert if I can.
Oh,
I will say this much: despite the fact that you guys will be leaving the very snowy north, you're still going to the desert, where in the wintertime, you look around, and you're like, how is it this fucking cold and there's no snow? What the fuck?
I've lived in Minnesota many a year.
Trust me, Brock. Dry cold is better than wet cold.
I've seen half a centimeter of ice before. I made a little slushy snowman.
Oh boy, I swear to God.
Okay, Opal. You've seen ice.
Is snow like slushy?
Opal,
Oh my God.
just
get in a car. Drive as far north as a couple tanks of gas will take you. And if you go far enough north, you'll run into snow.
Like, I live at the beach, guys. Snow is a very foreign
You also
concept.
live in Texas. It's not that fucking frequent in Texas. Even though, yes, Texas does get snow. That's in northern Texas.
Yeah, North Texas gets snow.
Two things. First off, I am Cancer. Samaj and Schmeckle are butt buddies. That's why they're moving closer together. Yes, that's very true. Obvious.
Yeah,
what else do you think they'd be moving out west?
I've seen more snow in my freezer.
But second, Opal, you live in Texas.
Yes.
Shut your fucking mouth about snow.
I want to see it. I want to see snow. I want to make
get a flight to fucking Aspen.
I want to make a snowball, and I want to go sledding.
Opal, you will be the person I knew that came to Minnesota when I was in college from Hawaii. They didn't understand the concept of cold. They're like, oh, I've got a nice hoodie. I'll be fine in the winter. And I just stared at her. Bitch, I have got a downlined jacket for when winter hits. We're in Minneapolis. They built this city like a giant fucking wind tunnel.
Opal, if you want to see snow in the wintertime, just take a drive, a trip, whatever, up north to fucking northern Texas, eastern Oklahoma, or southern fucking Kansas. It's gonna be snowy in that area.
Like, it's already summer for me, guys. It's already in the 90s.
Opal. Nobody actually cares.
Anyway, back to the whole Simpsons thing.
Bumblebee.
I wanted to say something here that I both love and hate this Bumblebee character. I find him funny for the stereotypes and all that kind of shit. I hate him because he pretty much stole Bart Simpson's catchphrase of "Ay caramba." He stopped saying it as soon as they introduced this character, and I suspect it's for similar reasons because Bart is white, and you probably shouldn't be saying that.
I think it's because they needed the Bumblebee to have more shit.
First off, I don't think it was for that reason at all.
Thank God.
I think at that point in time, like we're talking early '90s, Bumblebee Man was introduced, like season 6, I think.
I don't remember.
It would have been more literally older than you are, Opal. It's okay.
Nobody would have been offended by a white person speaking Spanish. We weren't that weak as a culture at that point. But I think it was more along the lines of, hey, we got this Spanish guy. He needs a catchphrase. And then they came up with nothing. And they were like, hey, doesn't Bart say something Spanish?
Someone remembered their remedial Spanish course from middle school.
Ay caramba?
Ay caramba.
Ay caramba.
Schmeckle, you may have just touched on to the next fucking complaint that people are going to start having, and that is white people speaking non-white languages. And one of the biggest...
I don't understand that because I don't know if you've ever looked at Spanish people.
Oh, I have.
They're
Hey!
pretty damn
I've
white.
been to Spain.
They,
No. Opal, Spanish people, not Mexicans, not the watered down bastards of the Spanish.
yeah, Mexicans are browns. Spanish people are pretty damn white.
Yeah. They actually have they had one of the strongest traits of non-northern Europeans of blonde hair, blue eyes.
Look at me, I have blue eyes.
You don't have blue eyes, Opal. Everybody knows you're fucking Mexican.
What fucking color are your eyes, Opal?
Brown.
And what color are your child's eyes?
Brown.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say black.
Yeah, with the occasional sparkle.
It's not
of
a shark.
I mean, his mouth is kind of like a shark. I have to take him to the dentist Thursday because all of his teeth are pointing.
Multiple dentists. They're gonna need to work as a team to fix that kid's mouth.
Like all of his teeth are pointy. It's a little concerning.
Just selling.
Right? Kids, all of their teeth aren't supposed to be pointy at this age, right?
Oh, there are people who will buy children out here.
You don't really have to worry too much about that. Just wait till, like, when do the kids lose their teeth and get their adult teeth? I don't know. Wait till then. It might be okay.
5. I don't know.
Shit.
He started.
I forgot. My kid's gonna have to teeth again.
Yeah. Well, with any luck, it won't be like me, because when my teeth were coming out, I essentially just tore them out.
Why? That sounds horrible.
I wish I knew. Well, I think I have part of the reason why. I think because I was incredibly bored and I really didn't like the dentist, so I did it myself.
That doesn't sound smart. I thought I did stupid things from time to time.
Opal, you got to realize you're 21. Samaj is 33, 34.
35.
Yeah, he's 34. He was 21 once.
Am I the oldest one in here today?
Yeah, you're the oldest person in most streets.
Yeah, I think you are the oldest, Igor.
I'm so used to hanging out with like Batman and Magnus, where I'm like, oh, I still feel young.
Well, we send the link out to Red Robot if that makes you feel better.
No! I will not have Red Robot on another goddamn stream.
Well, we need more super chats and singing robots, clearly.
How old are you again, Igor? 40?
36.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Brock,
yeah, I know. I got one foot in the grave.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Same age.
Don't worry about it. He's accomplished more than most of us, so he's got nothing to be ashamed of.
You guys made it.
He has nothing to be ashamed of except for his lack of hair.
Well, like I said, my hair is the French, and it has retreated south.
That's your French genes.
No, but see, it's kind of interesting actually in terms of pop culture and shit, especially relating to The Simpsons. You got you guys who would have been fairly grown by the time it came out, right?
Yeah, I remember when The Simpsons really became popular on TV. Though there was a long time I didn't really get to see The Simpsons, because when I was I moved when I was 8 to Germany. So just as Simpsons was hitting its stride, I moved to Europe with my mother and was living in Germany. So it was really difficult. Like when Mr. Burns got shot, that whole murder mystery thing, we didn't get that for a whole year till after that had aired in the United States. So thankfully it was a little before the internet was really, really popular. So spoilers weren't too hard to avoid. But the day I saw the episode where they revealed who shot Mr. Burns, everyone already knew who it was, because people had gotten like magazines from the States or had heard over the phone from relatives as to who the actual killer was.
Yeah. What about you, Samaj, Brock? You guys, you would have been. I'm not going to do math, but you would have been, born and
14
children when it came out. It came out a couple years before I was born, but I grew up with The Simpsons.
Yeah, basically, Samaj and I were like 4 and 5 when the show had come out.
Yeah, there was a lot of things about The Simpsons, like joke-wise, that went right over my head. What I do know is that it was a cartoon, so I just watched it. And we grew up on I grew up on farms, so literally there was nothing else to watch on TV. So
Farms.
I fucking hate farms. Let me tell you, there's nothing more lonely than living on a farm.
Yeah, when I used to stay at my great-grandfather's ranch, it was very lonely. I got to play with bunnies.
But I watched every single episode of The Simpsons
I
could
had to
get my
shoot
hands
bunnies on my grandfather's farm.
Yeah.
Rabbit stew is very delicious, but I cried every time I found out I was eating a rabbit. But they were so delicious.
Oh, poor bunny! Oh, you taste so good. So tasty.
Opal, you're eating a rabbit sandwich. What?
But I mean, the Simpsons. It was a big part of most young people's lives.
Was it really?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was what most of our parents would have watched in their off time, right?
I was too young to understand the Simpsons mania.
When I was younger, it was one of the few cartoons that my parents would actually sit down and watch with me, because there was obviously jokes that were geared towards the adults, but were written in a way that, you know, for the most part would go over younger kids' heads, and the kids could still enjoy the show. Whereas it seems as the later the series has gone on, it's really not about being a kid. You know, it's not making any attempt at being a kid's.
No, we got Trippy Poop in the chat. It was on the Carol Burnett show first, right? No,
yes, Carol Burnett show first.
No, it was on the Tracy Ullman show.
Tracy Ullman, yep, you're right. Oh man,
there was a different thing on Carol Burnett that actually went mainstream shortly after.
What was that one? I know I remember that show.
I want to say Sesame Street.
I want to say
it?
No, actually, Sesame Street sounds more right. I was gonna say Beavis and Butthead.
What are you talking about?
Simpsons started as a little skit on a different show before it became its own sitcom.
Yeah, before it became the longest running sitcom ever. It was like 5-6 minute skits on the Tracy Ullman show,
which usually ended in Homer choking out Bart.
a terrible animation, completely different voices for most of the characters. I think only Bart kept his voice.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Homer had more Walter Landau type sound to him.
I never thought child abuse would be so hilarious, but I laugh every time. I really did.
I didn't even realize until I was older. Hey, it's probably not good that he should be that he's sitting there choking his son.
Why you little?
Nowadays, I'm like, what? How did that get past the censors?
Well, because the FCC wasn't so anal retentive.
So fucking strict.
Yeah.
Also,
everything was banned.
It was also at the time when it was a show that was geared for adults, but later on, most people sort of associated that kids would always watch cartoons, and then parents just got lazy.
Well, it started off as a cartoon for adults. That's all it was. It was nothing more than a cartoon for adults. But when the adults would watch it, the kids would watch it too, because despite it being a very adult show, it still had a lot of stuff that even kids could laugh at and everything. And kids laughed at the Bart getting choked out thing because realistically it was funny. Whenever he does it, it's highly exaggerated. The faces are stretched out, or Bart's face is stretched out. His tongue is doing that wavy thing in the air and everything. It's over exaggerated to the point where you understand.
I mean, it's Bart. I don't want to victim blame, but he's a little shit.
He does kind of deserve it.
You do not say that Bart deserved any of the abuse. The fact is, Bart is the reason that family works.
Bart nearly killed his father numerous times in that show.
Many times.
I out of that equation, and Homer and Marge have divorced multiple times.
I swear that my favorite Bart choking thing I've ever actually I can remember at least, is when Homer genuinely got pissed off at Bart for laughing at somebody making a joke at Homer. And he starts choking Bart out. And the words coming out of his mouth was, "I'll teach you to laugh at things that are funny."
I'll learn you.
It was so fucking traumatic. I was just like, what the fuck? He's just admitting that he's choking him because he has no other reason to. He wants to choke him for laughing at him.
No, take Bart out of the equation. And you've got a Homer who is still unintelligent, still has anger issues, and no place to work them out. Where's that anger going? It's
into his crappy service at the nuclear plant.
What? Why is Marge with Homer though? She's left him like 5 times.
And most of the time for good reason.
I always theorized he's just really good in bed.
No, actually, they make note that he's really not that good in bed. No, Marge actually is still with Homer after all these years, because she knows nothing else. They kind of make fun of that at one point or another, because like despite how many times she's wanted to leave him,
which has been at least 7 times.
Yeah. Like they made an entire episode where they found out that their first and only loves throughout their entire lives were in fact each other. Both Homer and Marge went to the same
episode.
Well, okay, there were actually 2 episodes. One of them was when they were high school sweethearts. They were both in the same high school, all that stuff. Then they did another one like a couple of years later where it turns out when Marge was a little girl and Homer was a little boy, they both went to the same summer camp. And they met each other, but they'd never seen each other. They had no idea who each other was by name or anything like that. They just developed a crush on each other. And this was the story of Homer's very first kiss or whatever. And then Marge kind of wants to divorce him in that episode because it turns out that actually was traumatizing for her because of the fact that that little boy never came back when they were supposed to meet up again. But, from Homer's perspective, he got in trouble with something or other, and that's why he didn't show up. But from Marge's perspective, he was a piece of shit who basically abandoned her, and she wanted to swear off men forever. She almost went flat out lesbian. But then Homer, years later, convinced her to go fucking straight again. And it was just like the weirdest what the fuck episode I think I had ever seen with The Simpsons, because it was just like, so they've only ever been together.
No, okay. That's definitely the case, but I think more with I think the case is not so much that he's all she's ever known, even though they have definitely alluded to that. Like they've tried to portray it as she's with him because she is deeply in love with him.
Well, yeah,
but I mean, every time she's thought of leaving him, it's been entirely legitimate. Like the reasons have been pretty strong.
She also has no life skills. I don't think I've ever seen her have a job.
She's had jobs before, but they've always been like one episode, haven't they?
Yeah.
No, see, I've always figured the reason is like look at her family, her 2 sisters, her mother, even her father in the 2 episodes where you see him, even though he looks different. They never approved of Homer. They always told her he was a bad idea. Now, I always figured it was Marge's one little act of rebellion.
But on the flip side, isn't she the happiest of all of her family, though?
Yeah, well, yeah, because she's blindly obedient to the family unit.
I don't think anymore. Her sisters now have a baby, and they're like independent, and they're all happy now.
Her sisters don't. One of them does.
One of them has a baby, and one of them has an iguana that's like a baby.
Yeah, the other one's still really depressing.
Okay.
I haven't kept up with Simpsons. Like the last time
one of them is happy.
The legit last time I actually paid attention to The Simpsons was maybe 10 years ago.
And by the way, Ling Ling, you can't just call an Asian kid Ling Ling nowadays.
Well, what if that happens to be their name?
I would love that conversation. You can't be calling yourself that. It's very racist. That's what my parents named me. I'm triggered.
It's like, You can't do this now. Why? Because of your race.
It's actually kind of funny because over the top Asian names are the nicknames for people at Ren Fair nowadays. Like it's fucking hilarious because I know a guy who goes by the nickname Ting Ting. I know somebody who goes by the name Ling Ling. And
Isn't Ting Ting short for penis?
Yeah, Brockus.
No,
I know this is a nerd stream, but we don't need.
I've been dying to go to a Renaissance fair forever.
Oh my god, it's Texas. They have at least 5 all over the fucking place during the spring.
No. The one time I actually saved up enough money to go, it rained the entire time, and it was an open area, so I was soaking wet when I got back on the bus, and I was sad.
Okay, fine. Anyways, getting back onto the Simpsons.
They took away the javelin, and I didn't even get a turkey leg.
Okay, I'm just gonna say nobody gets a fucking horrible.
Well, we've already asked Opal how she feels about Bumblebee Man.
Oh my god, I'm actually tearing up.
All right with them. Samaj, Igor, and Brockus. How do you feel about characters like Chief Wiggum, the comic book guy, Jeff Albertson, by the way?
Mm-hmm. I think he died.
Chief Wiggum is a nice guy.
Wait. Did the comic book man die?
I think the voice actor.
Oh, worst episode ever.
I've known people like comic book guys, so it doesn't bother me. Like I when I see a comic book guy in the episodes I watched that he was in, it's like, oh yeah, that's totally my buddy from college. He's that guy.
I should clarify. I was asking the three of you about how you feel about how fat people are portrayed.
Oh no, they're very accurate. I love donuts, much like Homer. I love comic books, much like comic book guy. Also, he loves burritos, and I do love burritos too.
Burritos.
I lived in Chicago for 10 years. Pizza is my life.
Wait, can I make a pizza in a cast iron pan?
If you're careful, yeah.
I imagine that comic book guy is what Samaj and I probably would have eventually become if we didn't if we didn't decide a very long time ago. No, I really want friends.
Comic book guy with a fucking, if you had a ponytail and a poor hairline.
Wait, comic book guy got married. I remember he got married.
At one point, he did. To an Asian.
He's married.
I used to have hair way longer than comic book guy. My hair actually went all the way to the lower of my back at one point. And then I realized I want to get hired, so I went out and got it cut. You can hear Ren in the background going, ah!
You cut the hair off, and it pissed the hair off. And then the hair ran away.
Oh, yeah, it started retreating shortly thereafter.
Oh, no. Your hair was like, oh, you don't need this anymore.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, fuck you then, sir.
We're trying to keep you warm in the Chicago winters. Fuck you.
All right, I'll be right back. Literally anyone other than Opal's in charge.
Yay, I'm in charge.
You're not anyone other than Opal.
The ultimate impersonation of Opal.
No, I heard. Hey, listen! Hey, listen! Hey, listen! Hey, listen!
Stop! You're gonna trigger nightmares. Stop!
Hey, listen!
Opal, you shut your whore mouth!
Okay, so.
Hey!
Samaj, kill it!
I can't do that.
This is why you don't trust him with a soundboard.
Hey!
So, should we talk about? Are we still talking Simpsons? I had to walk out there for a bit.
On. Do I need to do the Monday Matt snaps to signify?
Not yet. I did want to talk about one more thing before we move on because it's something that.
Comic book guy?
No, I did want to say something that people tend to forget is that The Simpsons had a movie at one point.
Yes, they did.
It was awful. It was terrible. You're better if you forget it.
It did have some, pretty, blunt visual gags, though. The Between the Rock and a Hard Place was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember that commercial.
We got to see Homer flip off the entire town of Springfield when they came after them with pitchforks and torches. I actually love that part.
Do you think they did that so they could be edgy? Like they made a movie just so that they're like, we could finally put the middle finger up?
I thought that was because they were trying to end the series. I thought the movie was supposed to be kind of like the Swan Song, and they went, "Hey, here's $10 million more." Well, okay.
Yeah, a little hard to stop when you're making that much money. It's the same problem with the SpongeBob guys.
Oh, the SpongeBob guys were supposed to finish SpongeBob after the SpongeBob movie.
The voice actor for SpongeBob, if you can ever find his stand-up, is fucking brilliant. Like, I guess he's not like really allowed to go out and do some of the bits he used to do. But I watched a YouTube video years ago of him doing stand-up. And he does his impersonation of, he does his SpongeBob voice. He's like, "Oh yeah, Sandy, take it, you." And he does these whole dirty, raunchy jokes in the voice of SpongeBob. And I was damn near pissing myself. I was laughing so hard. Apparently, he's quite the dirty comedian when it comes to his style of comedy.
Oh, come on, dude. Like, we haven't figured that. Dude, everybody has known some of the most popular characters from kids shows and kids cartoons tend to be some of the dirtiest, nastiest comedians out there. Like Bob Saget, for example.
I gotta interrupt here. Well, we got the malevolent writer in the chat saying Schmeckle, and he misspelt my name and used the S at the end, which is terrible. Tonight at 2 p.m. EST, I think he means 2 a.m. EST. Over on Unknown Archives channel, The Dump is on.
Okay.
Fuck The Dump and fuck Unknown Archive.
Okay.
I have no reason for that other than that I have no current beefs going on. So fuck him. Fuck UA. Fuck Unknown Archive. Fuck The Dump. Fuck everything that man does. He's a piece of shit. And send him that without the comment where I explained why I was doing it, please.
Clip that part out. Just
don't include that last little bit where I said to clip it, or this part saying, you know what I mean.
Sometimes the jokes just write themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now that it was really unfortunate. I was. Wanted to tear into Antoine, then he fell into bad times, and it was like, no, we gotta help Antoine. So now that beef had to be thrown aside. I gotta fight someone.
Wait a second.
Like I said, please start recording.
Samaj and Igor,
bitch.
You both wear glasses.
Dang no talent, no skill.
How do you feel about the portrayal of Milhouse?
Terrible.
About who?
Milhouse.
Milhouse.
Yes, from The Simpsons. He wears glasses.
He is I want to say a lovable doormat, but really he's a wannabe henchman.
Yeah.
But he's someone who's never going to be in that. He might as well just do something else with his life. He's never going to be cool.
He's going to end up like his father at the rate he's going.
Well,
I sleep in a race car bed. What do you have? A loving wife and a bed to sleep on.
I have a little bit more respect for Opal for the fact that she can pull up Simpsons quotes like this.
I will say this, though. Milhouse's dad could have very easily been the birth of MGTOW.
What is Milhouse's dad's name?
I have no idea.
Morthouse?
It is Kirk Van Houten, and he once recorded a very, very beautiful song. Do you know?
Don't you dare get that song.
Oh, it was.
I see you looking. Don't you dare get it.
Please pull it up for me.
Don't.
It was It was on one of those tape thingies.
It was, and he presented it to Luann. It didn't work, but I think it was a pretty good song. That's one of the things I miss from The Simpsons is they used to pump out really.
Hi everybody. Hi.
That's way louder than it should be.
Yeah, turn it down just a little.
All right, I don't know if this is the full one, but it says
Unknown Archive is in the chat. Fuck you, Unknown Archive. Fuck you in the dump. Dang it. Piece of shit. Little garbage cunt. I will grind your bones to dust, snort them, and call myself Liz Reptile.
I think this is the one.
Can I borrow a feeling?
Oh my god.
Could you lend me a jar of love?
Oh.
Certain hearts need some healing. Take my hand with your glove of love. How about it, Luann?
The Simpsons pumped out some really good songs, like the fucking Monorail song.
Oh God, Monorail. They had like what, Stonehenge? No, not Stonehenge. The Stonebreakers.
What were they called? Something like that. I know he.
We do.
There was the one where they were knocking down the burlesque house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the burlesque house. Yes.
That was actually one of my favorite episodes.
The best one, though, the one that's stuck in my mind through all this time, is Apu's song. Yeah, you
Who
remember?
needs the quickie mart?
I do.
Oh, that's so sad.
It was a great song. Oh, they even did an homage episode talking about all the different songs on there on the Simpsons. It was fucking terrible, but some of the
I've got
songs
the "Who Needs the Quickie Mart" song brought up if we want to hear it.
I'd like to hear it.
I always want to hear
Whether
it.
igloo, hut, Olympus, or a geodesic dome, there's no structure I have been to which I'd rather call my home.
Hello!
When I first arrived, you were all such jerks, but now I've come to love your quirks. Maggie with her eyes so bright, Marge with hair by Frank Lloyd Wright, Lisa can philosophize, Marge's adept at spinning lies, Homer's a delightful fella, sorry about the salmonella. Okay. Who needs the quickie mart? Now here's the tricky part. Oh, won't you rhyme with me?
Oh.
that was one of the best songs they've done. And I mean, was anyone here in the chat offended by that? Does anyone think that
I'm offended.
Indian stereotype?
I knew somebody who had a friend who was.
You're the wrong kind of brown.
Listen. Who wants to sing from Salvador?
Oh,
I was trying to make a joke.
We got two comments here. We got Trippy Poopy says, I'll read the other one first. Wikipedia snippet who says, poor Phil Hartman was killed by his psycho wife. Yes,
Yeah.
he was. Never dump your crazy wife and then go to sleep with her in the house.
Why did he go to sleep with her while he tried to dump her?
Because she didn't have any other place to live.
they're still
Right?
living
Yeah.
together. So, in
Yeah.
other words, if you're gonna break up with your psycho wife or whatever, make sure you don't sleep in your bed tonight. Stay at a hotel.
Exactly. Go somewhere else. If she's crazy and you're breaking up with her because she's crazy, don't break up with her and then go to bed.
Have another place arranged.
Morning.
Like,
That's how you wake up with a knife in your chest.
I was about to say, I really wish AP had understood that before he decided to take that nap.
like I'm thinking about the foresight, and I'm me.
And then we have Trippy Poop in the chat saying, happy birthday, Lisa. Lisa, it's your birthday.
Happy birthday, Lisa!
It was so good. I was literally convinced that was Michael Jackson for the longest time.
Right.
It was Michael Jackson.
That was Michael Jackson.
He's not credited as Michael Jackson, but that was Michael Jackson.
Maybe, I don't know. I still debate that.
Just like him. Because it was him.
Just because it wasn't credited as Michael doesn't mean it's not Michael. It's Michael.
It could have very well been an uncredited voiceover due to the fact that if he had been credited, they would have had to have pulled out dollar signs and other issues.
I believe that's basically what it was.
And I think it was, if that is the case, it makes a lot more sense. Because I think Michael Jackson was supposed to play the role of Jar Jar Binks in the Star Wars movies, but his management and all kinds of people said, no, you're not doing that. After he had already developed the character and all that with George. So,
why'd they stop him?
Probably legal reasons, different studios and different contracts and whatnot. All I know is that he really, really wanted to be in Star Wars, and Jar Jar was made specifically for him, but all this fucked up, and some have said that the reason Jar Jar is such a terrible character is because it was sort of like hitting at the characters, or there's some other politics that could have been involved. I don't know.
I mean, like, if the character was made like last minute, then yeah.
The malevolent writer in the chat there asked about my avatar. If you've been on Big Fat Brian's channel, he roasted my hard-boiled eggs, so I got roasted. That's what this is.
Kira thought it was just you impersonating that you like to bury your face in meat flaps.
That could be interpreted as that. Sure, why not? I'm not opposed to that.
Samaj, it looks like you're attached to meat flaps, and when I hear meat flaps, you know what name I think.
Well, that's your problem for thinking about Liz.
Hey, I'm just saying,
it's your fault for looking up her porn.
Yeah.
I did not look it up. It was
I don't believe that. I think you did some research.
Politipod has admitted to it. Fucking Politipod sent me the goddamn link.
Yeah.
And then I immediately posted it.
Why was Politipod looking for it?
That's a question you'd have to ask the Politipod. But I would like to think it was for non-masturbatory purposes.
Could be into double-barreled individuals.
Why would you look up porn and not masturbate?
Well, you know, if I was really, really mad at Samaj, and I was the Politipod, I would look up porn of Samaj. I mean, I posted the shit without a without ever feeling bad about it, just other than the fact that some people had to see it that didn't want to. Even though it's their own goddamn fault for clicking the link, they didn't need to do that. But
I mean,
I never would have searched for that shit. It's not something I wanted to see. Just once I saw it, it had to be shared.
We're moving on from this subject. I'm tired of talking about this. We're supposed to talk nerd shit. I want to talk Simpsons. I want to talk about their fucking neighbors that we never got to see again.
How do you think Liz would look with two of those like weeboo foxtail things in both of her assholes?
Oh God! He just gave the worst possible visual.
I will look for you. I will find you.
What? Why
would you say stuff like that, Schmeckle?
Did I get you to nose it?
You were close.
So, like, why do all of Ned Flanders' wives keep dying?
I think it was just the one that died.
No,
the other one ran away.
Maud was killed off. I don't think her voice actor died. I think it was.
No, she asked for way more money, and they went, "Sure, come back for one more episode."
But with Krabappel, her voice actress died. So they decided, hey, we'll write out the character rather than, place the person that's been doing it.
Listen.
We got a $5 super chat. Well, Opal from Race, $5 from Race Jacobson. Well, Opal, I run a show that involves porn that I never jerked off to.
Race Jacobson, you delete that shit right now. We don't need another Ross.
I'm pretty sure he's checked
Never
after at least
jerked off
once.
to a class.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's done it at least once. It's like, oh, nuns and sex toys, and I'm not gonna jerk off.
We have Thorn Midnight in the chat. Can everybody please do me a favor and give her some attention?
Hey,
What?
Thorn.
Oh,
We
hey,
talked
Thorn.
earlier.
I showed her my boiled eggs, and she said it was cool.
For
Thorn
just a
loves to shit
second
on
there, I
the
thought that was going to go
bullshit.
somewhere else.
Yeah, Opal, you always have stories that start off sounding like they may be interesting. They never end interesting.
I'll send you a picture.
And like that story went from hey maybe to no within the course of
I don't know. I sent it to somebody and I made them throw up. So I think I screwed up boiled eggs too.
You
Did
screwed
they
up
ignite
childbirth, and that's literally the easiest thing human beings do.
You can give birth easily, I guess. But that's you or what?
I think Smeckle's not giving any birth.
Coughed out, but she's not here. The missus coughed out a fucking baby. I mean, not
Like what?
but like she was in labor, and then you know, like she kind of coughed, and the baby just popped out.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like, she was technically in labor for like almost a day, but like the actual like active labor part, she was sitting there. The doctor said something like, "Okay, take some deep breaths. A couple more minutes. You got to push a couple more times," and then she coughed, and the baby came out.
That.
Okay,
That sounds-
and Opal, for the future, if you're worried about you're going to screw up boiled eggs, here's the secret magic sauce. Fill a pot to cover the eggs you put in there. Before you start boiling it, just put the water, put the eggs in the water and let the water come to a boil with the eggs in it. And when you start the stove to start it boiling, set a timer for 12 minutes. By the time the water's boiling, it'll be a couple minutes left on the clock. Once you drain it and get the eggs out, you'll have perfectly hard-boiled eggs. Done.
I watched Big Fat Brian's video.
Oh, I bet you also think I should be ashamed of myself.
No, I
All
just
right.
think you're forgetful.
It could be. I have far better things to do with my time.
Those eggs don't look normal, but I'm guessing they're leftovers from Easter.
Wait.
Yeah.
You have far better things to do with your time. How many are you on this channel a week?
You'll have to tell me again when you get closer. Also, we have a $5 super chat.
Oh, let's see. Let me hit the appropriate thing.
Hey, listen!
Race Jacobson, I would never jerk off to Leslie, femdom, food porn, play arse porn. I almost noped out of my own stream on that one. Ask Igor and Ren. I wasn't on that stream, Race. Ask Ren.
Let me.
I do remember hearing her go to the effect of, "Oh God, I think I'm going to throw up" between the disgusted noises.
Okay.
The discussion. Wow, my kid. Wow, my.
I keep trying to keep my brain a little bit sane from time to time, but Igor, Samaj, Schmeckel, and Opal just collectively want to break it. And you wonder why I say some fucked up shit sometimes. Oh, look! Schmeckel's back.
I sent you a picture.
All right, Samaj, I heard you had better things to do than something.
Mm-hmm.
How many streams are you on this channel a week?
Almost every stream.
You got better things to do. You know you can cancel a stream, right?
Yeah.
You're allowed to do that.
You know, I'm sitting at my desk working as we speak, right?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. You can't sit there and work on your fucking commissions while we're doing this.
Yeah. I can work at this. I'm just sitting here and I'll chime in every now and then. Why do you think I'm so quiet most of the time?
I'm drawing right now.
Oh, good. Are you gonna finally finish those things I sent you?
Son of a bitch.
Oh, we got Mr. LM double up to he says, Samaj, I love your new avatar. Schmeckle, you look so weird in a baseball cap. You need a pirate hat. If
someone donated Streamlabs.
If somebody would like to send me a fucking pirate hat, I will. I'll give you a PO box to send it.
I forgot. I got really distracted by this.
Opal. There was more.
Oh.
Brockus, eventually you should have a seasonal avatar, like with a Santa hat or something. And Opal, treat yourself to some red cookies. You deserve them.
Okay.
I don't know what red cookies mean.
Oh, it's because we were talking about my blue coffee.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, that was not right, Opal. Not right.
You know, if Schmeckle put on a hat like Captain Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean, he'd actually look like a young Barbossa.
Maybe
he could go work for Disney and be and then end up killing himself because he'll have to deal with hordes of children instead of just his own child, all screaming at him, "Oh, have you met Captain Jack Sparrow?"
I just wish that Schmeckle was better at doing voices because I could totally see him pulling out. Like, if he could pull off the voice, I'd be like, dude, they could do like a past episode type scene where they have like Barbossa as like a teen or something like that.
Pull up the voice. Pull up the voice. Let's see if I can do it.
Oh, Barbossa? All right. Let me do a little research.
I'm disinclined as to acquiesce to his request.
I don't wish to acquiesce to it.
If Schmeckle was wearing headphones, he could be a real-life Otto from The Simpsons. Otto was not bearded. Otto did not have a child. Otto... Actually, I guess he was a bus driver. He did have a
dog. You're not helping my situation here because... Yeah, ever since the latest Pirates...
Tim Valenti wants to lead...
It turns out, yeah, Barbossa's got a daughter.
Hi.
And he has a thing for hats. He has a beard and long curly hair.
Haha.
Schmeckle, how are you not Captain Barbossa?
He doesn't have a boat.
Let me know if Disney does a prequel!
He lives in Canada.
Captain, sir. I am unhappy to report rumors, sir, among the crew as to our destination.
Terrible voice.
Such a trap and make way.
That's Barbossa.
That's the way of it, then.
No disrespect, sir.
What do the men fear? Say it. Speak the words.
What do the men fear? Say it. Speak the words.
Actually, yeah, it's not
too bad.
Far off. Like, for a young Barbossa, it's not too far off.
Yeah. Not too bad.
You know what, chat? One of you come to me. I'll give you a fucking P.O. box. Buy me a fucking pirate hat. I'll wear it every day. Except that I wear this hat or that hat or the other one that's way over there that I never use. Over there.
Someone needs to do a knockoff Cat in the Hat, but it's just Schmeckle in the hat.
That would be funny.
He breaks into your house and drinks all your beer.
He fucked your wife and told you to piss off.
And watch him steer.
I would never, ever be so disrespectful as to tell somebody to fuck off and then fuck their wife. Yeah, fuck their wife, then wait till they walk in, then tell them to fuck off.
Exactly.
Far more classy.
There is an order of these things, people.
An order of events must be maintained.
Order
Or
of
like
guidelines.
You tell a guy to fuck off, and then you fuck his wife. You're just that asshole that to fuck off. 1 second. I'm fucking speaking. Don't try to get to him right away. His rate takes $2. Opal the undead monkey. To immediately touch on Eeyore.
I don't get it. Is that a reference to something?
Yes, the undead monkey from Pirates.
I've never seen the movies.
What?
I've never seen Harry Potter, and I've never seen Pirates of the Caribbean.
What?
I saw the first Lord of the Rings.
She's seen The Simpsons.
I saw the...
Let's give her that and ignore the rest. I don't want to be mean to Opal. She was really sad earlier.
I saw a little bit of Lord of the Rings, the first movie.
Opal, have you at least seen Ghostbusters?
I saw a little bit of the original first one.
Oh, fuck. Ninja Turtles?
I saw the cartoons when I was a kid.
That's acceptable.
Wait. Which ones we talking about?
They went into a computer.
Oh.
It was on 4Kids.
Okay.
You watched the show my son was watching when he was like 3.
Yeah. Age difference. I had a Ninja Turtles video game on my DS. I used to play Raphael.
She is the youngest out of all of us here. So
This is true.
She's the youngest out of all of us, but she's only she is not young enough to claim I'm very young. But she's 4 fucking years younger than me.
See Jordan's comment. You fuck his wife and maintain eye contact to establish dominance.
That's part of telling him to fuck off when he catches you. You keep going and look him in the eye when you tell him, fuck off.
I kind of want to see a Samaj comic mini comic strip where that's pretty much what's going on. Schmeckle is banging some dude's wife, and the guy comes home and he's at the doorway. He's just like, "Oh no, you're fucking my wife!" But Schmeckle's just staring at him angrily the entire time, not stopping, just the whole time. Like, we're establishing dominance.
Samaj and I are working on a comic. It's very
It's like there better be beer when I'm done.
I've basically been holding off until Samaj was ready to go, but the reaction from Schmeckle would be a little different. It'd be I'd stare him straight in the eye and I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing? I'm getting my dick wet." He'd be screaming, "That's my wife! What the fuck are you doing?" And I'd be like, "Dude, my dick's in it. Get the fuck out. We can talk when we're done."
And there better be beer in the fridge when I'm done, or something like that.
Run to the fucking liquor store for me. Here's my wallet.
Here's my wallet. Why would you let him take your money?
So he can buy me some fucking beer while I fuck his wife. I know he's gonna be back. I'm in his house.
May be a dick, but he's not that much of an asshole. That's there are lines you don't cross.
Man, Brock I'm just waiting for your fucking wedding day. I'm gonna enjoy your honeymoon.
You can wait forever. I highly doubt that there is any woman in this world that is actually willing to put up with my shit long enough to actually get married.
Brock, by the end of the year, I will have you fixed.
I got married.
Either repaired or snipped. You get to decide.
Schmeckle got married. Schmeckle had a wife. He got a wife and got her knocked up.
That's because his wife is perpetually drunk. She has no idea who Schmeckle actually is.
Hey. My wife is the one that has the outside job.
Hey, I managed to marry Ren and have 3 kids with her. So if I can achieve, happiness in marriage life.
Igor, just to make this point a little more clear, can you lift your shirt?
Oh.
There we go. Now, Igor, please explain what you were talking about there.
the truffle shuffle.
Yeah, but okay, Igor, fair enough. Yes, Ren actually married you. You had 3 kids, all that stuff. But that's because Ren is one of the rare breeds of women who can look past someone's personal bullshit and actually be like, despite the very heavy fucking annoying shit that he constantly pisses me off with, he's actually an enjoyable person. I think I'm going to actually stick around for this.
Well, yeah, but she also she dishes it out as much as she takes.
There's that also as well. She's actually more vicious than you at times.
Yes.
Yeah, she has a good sense of humor. I lost my audio.
Nope, we're still here.
Okay, good. I was like, oh,
we just weren't responding to you, Opal.
I was complimenting Ren.
All of us were hoping if we just pretended you weren't here, you'd leave.
That's not gonna work.
It's like a T-Rex effect.
Hey, don't worry, Opal. When you leave, I'll just keep spamming the "Hey, listen" button, so you'll feel like you're still here.
We'll all feel like you're here.
I wonder how long it will take for you guys to notice I'm gone with the "Hey, listen" button.
All right, so I did want to bring up Stan Lee.
Is this a topic change? Do I need to whip out the Addams Family theme and snap my fingers?
Please do,
what?
Please do. I would like to have a proper transition.
I love that show.
My dad calls me Lurch.
Did you know they made that in color?
No,
I love the Addams Family.
Yes, it was an old TV show in black and white back in the 1960s, but then it got eventually remade into a live-action movie in the early 90s, and again as a cartoon in the early 90s as well.
The black and white one's better.
No, it took me a second to realize what she was.
I also like the monsters.
Opal.
I'm with the bitching witch on this one. For fuck's sake, Opal.
All right. So Stan Lee, after all this laughter, is apparently being abused by his daughter.
What?
Elder abuse is a real thing, and apparently it's happening.
But his own daughter?
Yep.
Yeah, apparently she basically throughout her life, and keep in mind he's like 80-something, she's like 60-something. This is a grown-ass adult. She pulls fits when he won't give her what she wants. She's been insisting that he transfer certain things over to her name, which he won't do because he knows that that would lead to her biggest fear, in his words, her financial ruin, because he knows she's fucking incompetent to run anything. But yeah, apparently her and 3 other guys have been basically trying to like strong arm this old man out of his shit.
That's horrible.
Leave that poor old man alone. He's done enough for the world. He gave us some of the greatest comic book characters of all time.
X-Men. He gave us the X-Men. It's the greatest comic book achievement ever.
He deserves to relax and retire.
Well, and what that's really sad about this is that, this is the most recent thing we've heard. He's been under fire over a lot of things. Like, not too long ago, the people were accusations were that he was raped female coworkers or whatever.
Yeah, that actually pissed me off. And it was he was molesting nurses in the home he's in.
Yeah, and that's.
I'm sorry, if you were a young nurse who is getting molested by fucking 80, 90-year-olds, you're not moving quick enough. You gotta move a little faster. Oh, when somebody leans, they're fucking reclining and they're reaching up to you like this, all you gotta do is move your titty.
Oh, it's not even just that. Yes, you have a valid point there. But it turns out
20 seconds to cop a feel, then all you gotta do within that 20 seconds is take a sidestep.
No. The thing is that the company that actually kept sending nurses over to Stan Lee, it turns out that they were most likely just trying to get a lot of money out of him and shit, because they found out through their records that these people were full of shit. That if this was happening, no one was actually reporting it. No one was saying.
Yeah, you're supposed to report it. When I worked at a nursing home, old people, sometimes they don't mean to. They're old. They touch you. By the hip or something.
Sometimes old people are rapey.
Or they just don't mean it because they're not all there.
Opal, you're contributing to rape culture right now.
It's oh no, I'm old and I'm gonna fall and I have dementia. I might touch you by the hip, but you're supposed to report every interaction you have with the patient. And in Stan Lee's case, there was no report.
No, well, we have $2 from Race Jacobson. Stan Lee deserves all the hookers and cocaine. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Yes.
Good guy.
And apparently you have a Streamlabs donation.
Yeah, we have $2.52 from Mr. LM002. He says, Opal, you need to watch all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. If I live past 50, I'll become my very own drunk Captain Jack Sparrow in a tiny boat with a black powder cannon, fucking with people and being constantly shit-faced in proper pirate attire. Mr. OM002 words, not mine.
Can you get a boat in where your area of Canada?
Well, you could get
boats are easy as shit to get. They cost a lot, but I mean, very.
I just have this image of Speckle in his backyard. I got the boat. Just no water. He's just sitting in the boat in the backyard.
Well, no, I actually did have a chance at one point to buy not a huge boat, like a little fucking sailboat.
What sail? Oh, nice.
It could be like a playground for your kids.
Like $600-700.
Wow.
But I don't live near water. I don't know how to.
It could be like
you'd sail it the first time, and was it the boom mast or whatever it's called? That the part where you adjust for the sail swings around and knocks you into the lake.
Yeah, I know nothing about how to use the fucking thing. I know I could have got it real cheap, but
it could have been like a play. It could be a playhouse for your kid.
You can't just park a fucking boat.
Pay taxes on that,
and you're thinking a much bigger fucking boat. Like this thing was maybe like fucking 15 feet long.
And don't you? I don't know about Canada, but at least here in the Minnesota, you do pay taxes on it because it counts as a vehicle, and you have to get like it's not tags like you have on your car, but it's a similar thing.
There's port tax, but as long as you don't have if you don't park your ship at the port.
Well, yeah, if I had set it up as a playhouse like Opal's suggesting, there would have been.
She could have been a pirate princess.
But no, you're thinking a much bigger boat.
I imagine she's small. I don't think it would matter. It's her own playground.
I suppose, but
I'm a pirate princess,
I could just buy her a fucking pirate-themed playground instead. It would be much cheaper. I could get that for like less than $100.
Cardboard box.
Unknown Archive is still in the chat, so I'd like to point out: fuck Unknown Archive, and fuck the dump.
It's like hey, sweetie, I got you a playground. It's a freaking couple of cardboard boxes.
Hey, at that age, that would be what they'd play with.
No, she's 2 right now. I bought my lights and shit, and the box they came in is one of her favorite toys at the moment.
My son's afraid of boxes.
You sit there and you fucking frown, Unknown Archive. We got mad fucking beef.
Apparently, you got another Streamlabs there.
Making me work for my money.
You know, Schmeckle, you really should have someone like me, run stuff in the background. I could put up the alert in my actual window, so anytime you got a donation, it would actually pop up on my screen.
That depends. Can you do it 7 days a week, sometimes multiple times a day?
Yeah, pay me.
Exactly, and that's where we run into the issue.
Fuck you, pay me. Oh, damn it, I just did a reference.
Yes.
Oh, wait, according to Streamlabs, he's asking me to read the thing I already read. You need to watch all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. If I live past 50, I'll become my very own drunk Captain Jack Sparrow in a tiny boat with a black powder cannon, fucking with people and being constantly shit-faced in a proper pirate attire.
I just never saw them. I like old shows like I Love Lucy, The Munsters, The Addams Family.
Bang zoom to the moon, Opal.
Sorry.
Opal, do you know what he was referencing?
Yeah, it's some old show.
The good one. Yeah, you got it.
Like what? Like I rewatched Futurama.
So, a while ago, we had here in Canada, we introduced some new cable channels. One of them was a Space Network, which is the equivalent of the American Sci-Fi Channel. And that was my first time. They air all things science fiction. One of the shows they aired was Lost in Space. And I got to watch it from the very first couple episodes, like the black and white one. And I think I was like maybe 14 or something at the time. Gotta say, that show was fucking great.
Yes,
and
it
then,
was.
The Thorn what the reference was to.
Yeah, but then Lost in Space got into color, and it just got fucking stupid.
Yes, it did. But it had also been running for what, like 10 years at that point?
Somewhere along that line.
I have a question. How long do you think a show is supposed to last?
It seems like the golden
29 years and going strong.
It seems for a lot of shows, like 7 seasons seems to be like the kind of like the magic number, because after that, then they start just going like downhill really quick.
Season 2
a good show should end to wrap up their plot by the 5th season, and then if they're still going strong, construct a secondary plot.
I agree.
Season 2 of Miraculous Ladybug is out.
What?
It's a cartoon show. It's a CG superhero show from France.
Okay.
It's dubbed in English, done by like Disney
It's
Channel or
like
something.
I'm actually in Paris.
Yeah.
I wish I had cricket noises for
Are
my
you talking about
soundboard.
Wakfu?
Yeah, Igor,
No.
if we ever have Opal on again, can you please just queue up crickets? Like, just have them ready.
Hey, it's a cute show.
Yeah, but we all don't like hearing from you.
Yeah, then why'd you invite me?
Yeah, because I felt bad for you. You were in the proper village chat feeling all bad about yourself. You're sitting there going, I'm fat, and then posting a bunch of sad faces. I figured we'd cheer you up a little bit.
Well, you made me feel fat because I'm not 90 pounds.
I didn't say... I was very nice to you in that stream.
Oh, we have an AP in the chat.
No, I don't. We're talking
okay.
about my fatness. I don't want to discuss my fatness with AP.
Well, let's talk about how fat you are. Samaj, invite AP. We're going to talk about how fat Opal is.
You know what? That's horrible. I hate you.
You know AP is going to do nothing but tell you what the beautiful...
Hey, Opal, he refers to you as Majin Boobs. He loves Dragon Ball. That's a compliment.
That's very true.
I've never seen Dragon Ball. I only know enough to get the references.
God damn it. Oh, you have so much catching up to do.
But there's so many episodes.
Oh my god, I would kick you out of the stream right now.
At least you think fucking Simpson.
Like, there's so many episodes.
The fucking missus. Never watched. I'm still pointing.
Like, I got into Sailor Moon when Dragon Ball Z got popular.
Oh, Paul.
To be fair, she can talk with Ren, because Ren really got into Sailor Moon.
I never would have guessed that.
And there's so many episodes of Dragon Ball Z. Like, what? I wouldn't even know where to start.
Are you insulting my Sailor Moon?
Yes, I'm insulting Sailor Moon.
Like,
Ren, take Igor's top off.
There's so much Dragon Ball Z lore.
Wait. AP says that's it. I'm leaving, or I will say something mean. AP, you get your ass in here. I want to hear all the mean things you gotta say. I want to fight you, AP. You challenged me.
God damn it! No.
It's time for Schmeckle Saw.
No.
Is this the Kumite?
He deleted his Discord.
Are we watching domestic fucking fights right now?
I feel like I need to call someone.
Okay, look, I'm gonna be honest. I actually used to watch Sailor Moon as well because it was a pretty cool show.
No, you just needed spank bank material.
I did not realize that was the main reason why I was watching it when I was a kid. But I actually did enjoy the show after a while.
I like their weapons, and I like how they all have uniforms.
That was actually the whole point of the magical girl / Sentai genre back in.
Yeah, I got really into magical girls in middle school.
Literally.
Back. Whoever's the most bald is in charge.
Yeah.
I guess that would be me if I'm the singularly most bald. I think at this point.
Yeah, I mean, unless we're talking about Samaj's smooth body.
It's just there's so much Dragon Ball Z lore and
Very well shaven, especially the torso.
Like
he's got a little stubble on the balls, but it's acceptable.
I feel like that actually is one of Samaj's like dirty little secrets, is that he does a lot of manscaping.
Smooth as a baby.
It's hygienic.
After he's done cleaning up his butt cheeks, he's just like, "Oh, my ass is as smooth as Sophane's face." Yeah.
No, he just looks in the mirror. I'd fuck me.
oh, that's a movie reference.
God damn it, Opal.
Dear God. Hey, get off.
That's a scary movie, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I swear you are the modern equivalent of Captain America going, I get that reference.
I get that reference. It's a scary movie. Silence of the Lambs?
Opal.
I wasn't allowed to watch scary movies as a kid.
Opal,
You're an adult now.
Did you know it's actually been recently proven bleach is actually not harmful and tastes like cotton candy?
It doesn't taste like cotton candy.
I don't care. Drink it anyway.
I saw Carrie for the first time, like the old Carrie when I was 19, because I wasn't allowed to watch scary movies. I saw Edward Scissorhands when I was 20.
What?
There we go.
Yeah,
okay.
I saw Edward Scissorhands when I was 20.
I gotta ask, have you at least seen Beetlejuice?
I think I saw a little bit of it.
Get out! Get out! Get out of the stream!
I used to
to be fair, Beetlejuice was a pretty shitty movie.
I saw a cartoon.
Go back and watch.
Good movie.
I saw the cartoon. The cartoon was cool.
It's a kids movie. It was a good kids movie, but
yeah,
that's.
I saw the cartoon.
The cartoon was surprisingly good for a movie IP grab.
That was when Canadian cartoons were actually pretty decent. Before the shit they are now.
So I know something.
We have some good ones. Can't remember any of them off the top of my head.
I got really into total drama for some reason.
Total Drama Island.
Yeah, like in high school, like the end of high school. No, beginning of high school.
I keep forgetting how young you are. I'm like, how? Why? And then I'm like, I'm so much older.
Look, say what you will about that show. I think they got away with actual nudity like 3 times. And we're talking like boobs, full boobs out. And they had to censor it after the fact, but they got away with it for a while.
It was very interesting, and the art style was very interesting. I just kept coming back. I'm like, this writing is really bad. I just keep coming back, and I really like the art. It was very angular and sharp. They gave a girl
I hated the art, but I never really watched the show, so I can't comment.
I just kept coming back. It was like weird.
It always seemed really annoying to me. I caught maybe like 2 or 3 bits of episodes, but it seemed like the
Opal, how old were you when SpongeBob came back? I don't know, when did SpongeBob come out?
You were a twinkle in your parents' eye, I imagine.
Hold on, I gotta Google.
I don't think SpongeBob's that old. I think it came out when I was.
It's like 10 years old.
Yeah,
I was in college when it came out, so it's. I think it's a little bit older than 10 years, but I was in college when SpongeBob was on starting.
Okay, I want.
when it came out, I would have been younger than 7.
Okay, before you answer the question of like what you like, because I can't remember what year you were born. I want to take a guess a show when it came out. I'm going to assume you were born that year. I'm going to say Freakazoid. Now I'm going to look up when Freakazoid came out. Bacchus, you want to make a guess?
When Freakazoid came out?
No.
I bet Opal was about 3 when Freakazoid came out.
Well, hold on a second. Like the goal is the little game here. Pick a show that assume the year and
Spawn.
Spawn? Oh, I don't know. You look up Spawn. I'm gonna look up Freakazoid.
SpongeBob came out in 1999.
Fuck. No, she would have been more around.
This guy's really guessing.
Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold.
Oh fuck, Hey Arnold.
I liked that show.
Okay. How about you, Brock? You want to make a guess of a show? I assume that's the year that Opal was born. No.
I'm gonna go with Looney Tune Adventures.
Ooh.
Or Tiny Toon Adventures.
Tiny Toon Adventures. Okay.
I remember that. I remember it. I don't remember if I enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
I remember it though.
Igor, you want to make a guess?
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Animaniacs '93.
All right. I picked Freakazoid. That was 95.
Animaniacs came out in 93. She's 97.
Okay.
Wait, are you 97?
I was born in 1996.
Okay.
Okay.
I was 1 year off.
Okay.
So we all 3 named a cartoon that's actually older than Opal.
Hey, every cartoon that I remember being good is many years older than my own children. So,
dude, I could say Thundercats and still be correct on cartoons older than Opal.
Thundercats is that furry porn one, right?
I swear to God, I will murder you.
Thundercats did appeal heavily to furries, and that's why
it wasn't that heavy with the furry stuff. They were more humanoid than anything else. They barely had any.
They were anthropomorphized animals.
They had no cat ears. They had no tails. You could barely even tell that they were supposed to be furry.
That's what my furry friend said. To
we got our super chat. Grace Jacobson. He says Opal's favorite character is the heavy breather.
Oh.
What's
I don't know
that?
what he means. I'm just thinking Claw from Inspector Gadget.
I don't get it, but okay.
I was thinking of the really tall 4-eyed guy that's always breathing super heavy behind Helga and Hey Arnold.
Punch.
The guy with the big ass fucking nose.
Yeah.
You guys said.
Oh God! Wikipedia snippet just said something that makes me feel extra old. Opalescent Moonchild was born before Windows 95, or after Windows 95 became a viable Windows operating system. I remember building my first computer, working on DOS, and then a friend bootleg copied Windows 3.1 for me to install on it.
Sorry.
Thundercats came out in 1985.
Igor.
Yeah. Oh, I could tell you all about bootleg internet connections.
Before 95.
I was born in 1996.
You make us all feel old, but even if we're just a few years older than you.
I had a Polly Pocket.
There's a big difference. I feel like there's more of a difference between me and Opal than there is between me and you guys, despite the age range being bigger on that end. Opal and her generation grew up with consistent access to good internet. You know, once they were at the age where they could use internet. Whereas we kind of grew up with we still got what you could call the minimum amount of the childhood you guys had.
Adrian Blom to me asking, Igor, do you remember playing games on floppies and stiffies? Yeah, I remember 5.5 and 3.5 inch floppy drive.
Another thing I have to deal with. I have always
those were like USB drives, right? You
no
shit.
shit.
You would save stuff
when I
on
was
them?
really young. We did have.
Oh.
You save stuff on a floppy disk, right? Like a USB drive.
Yes. It
was like a USB drive that could hold nothing.
It could hold nothing. A 3.5 inch floppy had 3 or 4 megabytes on it.
You could store maybe 10 images depending on the image size.
No. Yeah, if you're talking modern images, you couldn't even get a modern image of decent quality on it.
All I know is that I remember I had a case of floppy disks where I would store stuff, and some of them were color coded, and the colors would indicate which ones I had my porn on.
I had, when I was younger, because I used to work as a bagger for the commissary, I got paid in tips, so I'd just go straight to the electronic shop on base, and I would buy my games or parts for my computer. The first big game I remember spending a boatload of cash on was Roger Wilco 4. It was or when it was 5, but it was about 23.5 inch floppy disks. And what made it really great at the time was it had synthetic MIDI music and very limited voiceovers.
We got Thorn in the chat. She says, "Hang up the phone. I want to send an email."
Oh God!
I figure I probably started using the internet around age.
Wait, how is the internet on the phone?
Oh God! Do I? All right.
I had that for about 3 years. Then we had high speed.
Opal, before the broadband was ever a thing, you had to manually dial into the internet with your phone.
How do you dial in?
You had your modem. Your modem would do that. When I first started building my, when I built my first computer, I had a 14.4K modem. That's 14 kilobytes, not megabytes, so even tinier.
Igor, use small words for her.
You don't just turn on the computer. How did that work? That's very interesting.
Well, I lived in Germany, so I paid long-distance telephone fees in order to connect to the internet.
Oh, wait, you had dial-up while we all had high speed.
Oh, no. I'm old enough where 14.4 was the fastest you could get at that time.
Brent's laughing.
Broadband didn't exist yet when I first started using the internet.
So, when Wi-Fi became a thing, you probably thought that was the best thing ever.
When Wi-Fi became a thing, I was well versed in it because I was working as a tech for a college at the time.
Yeah, when Wi-Fi came out, most people.
Oh, bulletin boards! Yes, Smack Razor. I do remember BBSs.
I don't really.
That was where you got all the best ASI porn. Come on.
No, shit like Usenet and all that.
Oh yeah.
All of those have obviously been replaced by more.
I don't have cable, so I'm really confused. I don't have cable.
I'm sure you can get maybe Netflix or something else. But you know what? There's a movie you should check out that can easily catch you up to speed with the rest of us. It's a very accurate movie made back in the 90s. You gotta check it out. It's called Hackers.
I don't have
Super Serial Man. It's
Super Serial Man. It's I swear to God, it's the most accurate thing to describe computers to you. You'll understand.
I don't have a phone line and I don't have cable, so I'm really confused.
Oh well, then you can easily get dial-up.
No, yeah, Opal. It's you don't need that anymore for internet. We have someone pointing out DSL only became a thing in 2001.
What's DSL?
I guess
slower cable internet.
Right, I would have been 8 when we got high speed.
ASL, you mean American Sign Language?
No, DSL.
Somebody in the chat said ASL.
Oh no, DSL, as in the direct service link, or something like something to that effect. I don't remember what it actually.
I really don't remember a time without Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi comes from your router.
Well,
and which connects to your modem, Opal, and your modem is connected to either cable internet or DSL.
Probably DSL. I don't know how stuff works.
But no, Opal wouldn't remember a time without Wi-Fi.
I don't remember a time without
Wi-Fi. Remember a time without Wi-Fi, and
The Wi-Fi is not the internet; it's just how you connect to your router, Opal.
Yes, but wireless shit was, not available back then.
Well, the chat's going after me because I don't know what ASL means. ASL is American Sign Language. I don't know this.
No, they're doing ASL as in old internet speak, which is age, sex, location.
Was something, yeah.
Age, sex, location. God, oh man, the chat boards of AOL Chat Messenger.
I remember one of my first ventures onto the internet. My mom had an account on something called Pogo.com. It was just a fucking game site. And I popped in to play, I think it was chess or something, and someone typed ASL. And I responded, "No, you're an asshole."
But does anyone remember in chat DTF? Bruni, Yahoo Answers is still a thing.
So like the YouTube chat, but for a website?
No, back then there weren't these.
There weren't websites back then.
where people collected, there wasn't YouTube where everyone showed up, or Facebook or Twitter. There were websites, and then there were some forums that would get however many members they would get. It was a lot.
Oh. God, someone just referenced Ask Jeeves. Do you remember the commercial? Well, I suppose you Canadians wouldn't necessarily remember. But does anyone remember the Ask Jeeves commercials and just how insane those were?
No, but I mean, Opal, the internet was so unused back then.
Oh, yeah. It was just vast open spaces.
I had a website that at one point hit 287 on the Alexa rank. And you probably don't even know what Alexa is.
Alexa's
the fucking rating.
No, it's not the thing from
websites on the fucking internet. It ranked how many views each fucking website got.
Wait, you could track how many views are seen on a website?
You used to be able to before everybody was using the fucking. You still can, but something like Alexa would be basically pointless because it would be static at the top.
Yeah.
I was in the top 300 because there was nobody fucking doing shit on the internet.
Oh God! When HTML3 became a thing, I had one of the top 10 D&D websites, and that was because I downloaded a bunch of software that was like early versions of Photoshop and GIMP, and I created hundreds and hundreds of different Monsters Manual creatures and posted them to a website. And it was hilarious. Like a couple years ago, I did a search to see if that site even existed anymore. And I couldn't find the site, but I came across a review of my old website. And this guy did this huge in-depth review of this website. He's like, I've got a feeling this guy who's creating this website might be in high school. I'm like, holy crap, you called it. But at the time, it was like one of the top 10 D&D sites because no one else had the HTML programming at the time.
Yeah, Dragons and Dungeons and Dragons were a thing when you were in high school.
Yes, they were.
And then Warcraft came.
And
many a virgin was born.
And then
many a virgin were born with Dungeons and Dragons. Then there was Warcraft. Then there were every other thing that makes nerdy kids flock to it.
In my high school, there was this card game.
Nowadays, we call it social justice.
Okay, wait, hold on. No, many a virgin were born. Question: are there pre-fucked infants?
Yes,
Because that's a really big question I have.
I actually was supposed to be twins. My twin brother was really, really rapey in the womb, which strangled him with the umbilical cord.
Okay.
He got many a tiny infant dick up my tiny infant ass.
La 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 la.
Okay, Marcomio. Mark wants to know, Opal, do you know what a rotary is?
A rotary is the person you go to for legal documents.
Also
That's
correct.
A rotary, you dumb Opal. I'm gonna go have a smoke. Opal. Are you listening? Opal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go have a smoke. By the time I get back, I want you to have killed yourself.
Chaos. Has Opal ever seen a payphone? I have actually never seen a payphone.
Opal. Stop talking. Start thinking of ways to kill yourself.
I've actually never seen a payphone. I've seen the corpse of what remained of a payphone.
Opal. How are you gonna do it? You know what? Don't tell me. I'll be back in a couple seconds. Surprise me.
Make a new pot of that special blue coffee and drink it.
She needs to see a rotary phone.
Oh my god. Okay. While he's gone, let's go ahead and talk about the multiverse.
Wait, no. What's a rotary? Oh wait,
I swear to God, Opal, you
notary.
just said it.
Phone, you dumb cunt.
What's a rotary? I forgot.
I'm fucking off Schmeckle's fucking anger towards Opal. No, it's so good. I just totally beat the fuck out of Opal. Knife.
Hey, we know what happens with Opal and knives, though.
It was the handle.
Still attached to the knife.
A notary is the person you use for legal documents. What's a rotary?
A rotary would be a phone. A phone before they invented the ability to push the button to dial it.
Oh, that's the one that goes.
Opal, do you remember phones with cords on them?
I have seen pictures of them. My grandma has one somewhere.
I've seen a picture of a phone with a cord on it. I have heard about these things.
When I was a kid, I really, really wanted one. But my parents didn't get me one. 'Cause I thought a corded phone was the coolest shit ever. You never lose it. And then there's this camera that instantly prints pictures for you. You don't have to go to the store anymore to get them printed out. You could just instantly get a picture when you take a picture with this camera.
The Instamatic, and those are coming back in popularity.
Internet, you dumb cunt. If you're too lazy to just upload the picture and print it yourself, you can go on the internet and get someone to report it.
It's really cool. It looks like a camera, and then it prints little pictures on the bottom.
Instamatic. It's like a technology that's older than I am.
All right, so multiverses. Can we please talk about the multiverse wherein Opal is intelligent and we like?
That would be fucking phenomenal.
I think I'm pretty sure in that reality I have tentacles coming out of my eye sockets. Samaj gets laid on the daily. Brockus is Tom Cruise. And
I've got a full head of hair.
Yeah, exactly. You knew where I was going. Igor's got hair. I'm pretty sure that's the reality wherein Opal is tolerable or likable.
Opal, what is the first gaming system you played?
Opal. I wasn't done berating you. You shut your fucking mouth until I'm done. You understand? Yeah. Opal, what I need for you to do, I need you to walk into one of these other parallel universes. I need you to grab your counterpart that is likable, beautiful, sexy, and a little into Samaj. And I need you to drag her into here and stay over there. Can you do that for us? Oh, I'm just asking you to replace yourself with someone better and never be seen by us again.
You could have booted me this entire time.
I could have, but this is more fun.
But yeah, Opal, what was the first gaming system you... I think it was a Game Boy, but I remember my dad had this game with a joystick and we played Pac-Man on it.
So the Atari that came in the joystick that you could pick up at Walmart.
Yeah.
She's Mexican, Igor!
And then I had a Nintendo DS and a Game Boy. Oh, I had a GameCube.
Thorn would like to know if she has tits in the multiverse. There's infinite universes.
So there is a version of
some universes you have infinite tits. It's only logical.
Thorn, you have tits and they're grabbable.
You stuttered there for a second.
Yes,
grabbable.
I've seen Thorn's tits and they
are grabbable.
They exist. But yes, in some universes, Thorn, you have infinite tits. Infinite universes means infinite possibilities.
I like Thorn's boobs. They're nice and pretty.
Unfortunately, in most of those universes, you look nothing like yourself. You're actually very similar to Brockus. That's just the way infinity works. In some universes, you are Brockus with gigantic titties.
Brockus probably has bigger boobs than Thorn.
You know what?
I actually do.
If we adhere to the fucking theory, that goes for everybody currently watching. In some universes, in the multiverse, you look exactly like Brockus, but you have gigantic titties.
But she still has the fucking high-pitched voice.
What the fuck was that?
I burped. Excuse me. I forgot to mute myself.
That wasn't very ladylike, Opal. This is why we need one of the other Opals from a different universe. This.
I'll start cooking and seeing if I can make a portal to a multiverse.
You know what? Your cooking is the fucking thing that would do.
Just a dash of spice and everything nice, and look, a portal to the other universe.
A little dash of pepper. Some let's get some paprika in there. You know what? We're going Greek. Let's get some oregano, a little bit of feta, and this thing I found outside that was glowing.
Hey, I wouldn't put random things I found outside in a cooking.
While talking about the multiverse versions of each other, I immediately thought of a thumbnail idea. I don't know what Samaj is doing, but in my head, I pictured multiple versions of Schmeckle. One where it's actually Schmeckle as a person, as a human being, and then the rest of them are all just him as an ape, and one of them has like big fucking luscious titties.
Samaj, make it happen.
My alternate, if I'm in that thumbnail, it's just me looking in a mirror at a version of me with hair longingly.
Multiple different versions of Schmeckle.
Wait! In a multiverse, I would be Aiden Paladin. I'd have a degree.
We do have some questions. Trippy Poop asks, so in the multiverse somewhere. No, it's a universe. The whole thing that contains the universe is the multiverse. But in a universe somewhere, Schmeckle, and I've never drank. Infinite
universe. Probably.
So there is a universe where Schmeckle's a teetotaler.
No,
there's a somewhere.
Where not only am I a teetotaler, I am Trippy Poop is me, and this guy is, I assume, somebody else. And then we have Thorn Midnight. So is there a multiverse where Schmeckle is trans Tess Holiday?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if there are infinite universes.
Unfortunately, that version of the universe, you cause that universe to implode by the sheer metrics of the gravity around your mass.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you put my ego in her body, I mean, we
into a black hole.
20 New Zealand. What do you call it? Are they just dollars in New Zealand?
New Zealand money.
Yeah, 20 New Zealands from Jordan Carey saying, "Sup, motherfuckers."
20 New Zealands. Just 20 guys from New Zealand. Hey, what's up?
It's 20 Kiwis.
No, I've been asked by Mark.
There is a very pertinent question, though, in chat for you, Schmeckel. Why are you dressed like a pirate stripper?
I'm not. I'm wearing a bandana. This is Superman's shirt. Strippers don't wear these.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, because they take the shirt off at some point.
Although, actually, some strippers might wear them.
Igor, the universe where Ren has small boobs and hair.
I will take my shirt off later.
Now I want to see if there are strippers that take off Superman shirts.
Strip.
I'm sure it's a thing. I mean, and now that I think about it, I mean, Superman's like the ideal man. That's
yeah, he has a job.
Right? There are definitely women who get off to him. Opal, I'm pretty sure everyone here has a job, except you.
He leaves the house.
I do that sometimes. I'm pretty sure everyone here does that sometimes.
I didn't find a stripper wearing a Superman shirt, but I did find a fucking dude getting a lap dance by a stripper at a club, and I'm guessing his girlfriend and or wife came up and knocked her the fuck over mid-dance.
Oh wait.
It's fucking hilarious.
Isn't Superman a stripper though? He strips in public all the time.
I would like to say to our audience, type 2 if Mark Como is a faggot. Okay, go on, Opal.
Superman's a stripper because he strips in public all the time. He's the biggest stripper.
I don't think you're a stripper if you strip in public all the time, not for an audience. I think you're just kind of I think it's actually a felony.
Well, here's the thing, Opal. He ain't getting paid to strip in public. That just makes him a pervert.
Yeah, he's a weird dude.
Nope.
Oh, show us his titties, Ren.
No.
Ren, I'm gonna present Igor. I want you to show us his titties.
Is this sexual?
There we go.
Harassment?
Shake him about, Ren.
No.
Is this
shake him like there's an earthquake?
Sexual harassment.
Molestation is okay when she's your wife. He's the one doing it.
Is this
only women are allowed to molest men, cunts?
Does Igor get a hashtag?
There's no way I can make that statement okay.
Super indecent exposure, man.
Super indecent exposure, man.
Right, I keep forgetting Mark Como would like a screenshot of my torso as a shirt. As I told you, Mark Como, actually, below this neckline, I'm entirely black and very muscular and look a lot like 50 Cent. So, don't be confused if the picture on the shirt is black and muscly and 50 Cent's torso. Because it's actually...
Igor, hashtag me too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look it, but from here down, identical.
Unfortunately, it stops right at the bottom of your stomach.
Actually, weirdly enough, it stops halfway through the cock. So I got like half my cock is really long, but then like half is really short. I got like this kind of weird bump and then like flat surface type thing going on.
Are you okay? Maybe you should use some of that free healthcare and get that checked out.
I actually had a doctor look at it once, but he's never spoken to me since.
Well, it would have helped if you had scheduled an appointment first.
Well, yeah, to be fair, I did just whip it out. He was a friend of a friend, and I did just kind of whip it out. His wife was there. His wife's friends were there. His wife's friend's aunt was there. You got to be careful with that shit. A lot of people are not. I mean, I had a medical issue.
Most doctors appreciate it when you make an appointment.
The bitching witch says, Schmeckly, is your chest as hairy as your head? My chest is moderately hairy, I guess you'd call it. I'm not Italian.
No, you're Canadian.
There's hair there, but it's not extensive. I'm not hairless like Samaj, but I'm not again not Italian or Greek or whatever Brockus is.
Wait, wasn't I supposed to make a pie? I could do it tomorrow. I'm sure the milk will still be good tomorrow. You could have said something a lot funnier, Baracus.
Opal.
Yeah?
Don't criticize other people on being funny.
He literally could have done it, though. He has more potential.
So when it comes to the multiverse concept, I had to mute myself for a while because the neighbor's dogs decided to go ape shit again. DC versus Marvel. Who did it better?
DC does good cartoon movies.
Marvel.
DC keeps having to reboot their fucking multiverse.
Actually, yeah, that was one of the things that
they did poorly.
Whenever DC needs to reboot their entire universe or their stories in general, they always call upon the multiverse. They never have some sort of world crisis scenario like Civil War or Secret Wars or something like that that actually involves, everything stays in the same universe technically, but it's happening like, I don't know, in a pocket dimension or specifically in front of everybody's eyes like Civil War and shit like that. Marvel doesn't rely on the multiverse as often as fucking DC does, and I think the reason why... Okay, we'll take it easy.
We understand you want cream pie, but that's irrelevant.
I was gonna tell her to send news to Samaj. That's the theme of the night, cunts. I haven't mentioned it until now, after when we usually end, but the theme of the nights is nudes for Samaj. I don't care if you're male, female, fat, skinny, attractive, ugly. All I care is that you're 18. Send your nudes to Samaj at _SamajZ_. Send them all your nudes. I don't care if it's your asshole doing a goatsy pose. Send him to Samaj. Been a long time since he's felt the touch of a woman. It'll help him out.
Given half your fan base, Schmeckle, it might be more likely the touch of a loving young man.
Well, I feel like mainly it's going to be trippy poops, dick pics, but at least it's something.
Another donation here. Oi, cunts! If you could someone to direct a Doctor Doom movie, you would play Victor, and it's sheep's dollars, by the way.
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
Jordan
I
Carey.
read it the way it was written, you asshole!
I'm not speaking to you specifically.
No, we're going to pay attention to the chat, Jordan Carey. You don't need to donate more money. If you want to, please do donate more money. But, you don't have to donate more money to clarify this. But if you could someone to direct a Doctor Doom movie, makes sense to me. If you could pick someone to direct a Doctor Doom movie, who would it be, and who would play Victor? Okay. It's actually a decent question. I don't know.
The original director of the Batman film in the 80s.
The original director.
Did you mean Tim Burton?
Thank you. I am several beers in now.
Okay, yeah, I forgot there were 2 questions there. Yeah, to direct it, that might be a decent choice. I'd probably pick whoever did what's it called? The Dark Knight and those.
Dr. Doom as portrayed by the actor of Batman from The Dark Knight Rises. They just get all the clips of him from stage. They don't even have him on set. It's just a guy in a mask. They just get all the clips where he's yelling at the guy that knocked over a paint can. What's the matter with you?
Not the director, or not the actor, the director, or whoever directed those. As far as the actor goes, actually, since we're on the topic of Batman, Jack Nicholson might not do a terrible job.
Jack Nicholson as Dr. Doom. That could be different.
I mean, he certainly have to stray from his shtick.
It would be Joker in a metal mask.
Yeah, there might be a chance of that.
I would have Jon Favreau directing the movie, and Michael Fassbender playing Dr. Doom.
I don't know who that actor is.
He plays Magneto in the new X-Men movies.
Not a chance. Actually, no, maybe.
That could be a good pick, potentially.
He might actually make a decent Dr. Doom.
And a dead dog.
Really? What's his name? Michael Fassbender?
Yeah.
And
Jon Favreau directing it.
He's got the arrogance down pat.
Yeah.
If you scarred his face up, he'd look really similar to the scarred up Doom. Even as his actual face looks pretty similar to what they've shown Doom as looking like in the comics when he's not scarred.
I could see it. Who's that? I'm trying to remember the other actor guy who played. He recently played the villain in Doctor Strange.
Which villain? There was technically 3.
Doctor Strange, the recent movie.
No, yeah, I know, but I'm saying like which villain because there were technically 3.
I'm talking about like not Dormammu, the
Oh, the main guy. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck, I forget that actor's name.
I know he was in like Hannibal and all that. He there was rumors that he would play Doctor Doom in the rebooted Fantastic Four universe.
Please, let's let Fantastic Four die. They've done shitty reboot after shitty reboot after shitty reboot.
No, I'm sorry. Fantastic Four could be done really, really well. It suffers a little bit from the same thing.
It suffers from the fact that it's owned by Fox.
Well, hold on a second.
It suffers a little bit from the same thing that that any Superman movie suffers from. Is that they're, they got their little minor flaws, but they're too perfect. But if they were to accurately portray one of the important storylines, like something with fucking Galactus or something like that. Even if they were to use something like the Planet X storyline, which actually involves Franklin, son becoming Galactus to take his place.
In the case of Fox being acquired by Disney, they're spending like what, $60 billion. That's a lot of money, and they need to make their money back on that. And one of the things that they know to make money back are these superhero movies.
True.
So obviously you're going to make a lot more like X-Men. Obviously you reboot X-Men, do Fantastic Four. Sure, that would make a lot of sense.
I say they skip straight to the porno market, show Reed Richards as we all know him to be, a massive pervert with an extendable dick.
I wouldn't say he's a pervert. He's the opposite. He's got no interest in his fucking wife if there's a scientific thing going on. Reed Richards has the possibility, the capability to be the perfect lover. He's got a dick that can literally hit wherever the fuck she wants.
In every hole.
He really doesn't. And I mean, you've obviously in the comics you see the frustration from Sue a lot of the time, but you got to realize how serious it is, because when they have sex, he's not only amazing at it, he is perfect at it. He can do whatever the fuck she wants.
He can literally set it to vibrate.
If you wanted to.
She's stuck going fucking months without. That's why she gets so pissed. I mean, you can look at her as unreasonable, like, he's not paying a whole lot of attention to you, but he spent the past 6 months literally trying to save the fucking world. But she's like, yeah, I can't make without that dick. I mean, you don't understand how good it is.
And that's why she sticks around.
Did you guys know that the Fantastic Four comic books actually got eliminated a few years back, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. They're coming back now.
Well, the series itself got cut back. Then they had the Future Foundation.
Well, okay. What happened is that because of what Fox was doing, they tried to rebrand the Fantastic Four with Future Foundation. For those of you who are unaware, if you've ever seen pictures of any member of the Fantastic Four in the white and black suits specifically, that's Future Foundation comic books. But because it still didn't take and it was still the Fantastic Four, Marvel eventually decided to just completely axe the entire series itself. So it died for like I'm echoing. Who's making the echo?
It's Samaj.
God damn it. Anyways, what ended up happening is that the comic books just stayed dead for a long time, and how they did this was they killed off Reed Richards and Susan Storm, or Sue Richards. And that was basically how that happened. Johnny Storm and the Thing are still in the comic books. Johnny Storm is with the Inhumans, and Ben Grimm is with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, they have recently announced the comeback of the Fantastic Four. Sadly, this is the part that pisses me off. I believe this is actually going to be Ultimate Universe Reed Richards and Ultimate Universe Sue Richards coming back into the story arc, because that's how they fixed all the other characters that have been killed off or disappeared or whatever.
I'm okay with this in the sense that they probably need to figure out a better way to bring them back in the main universe. Also, they did recently announce that there's a new Fantastic Four cartoon that should be coming out probably this fall.
For fuck's sake. They have never done a proper Fantastic Four cartoon, and I have no faith that they will do it this time.
Who knows?
It would make a very good Fantastic Four movie, but it would have to follow one of the more serious plot lines. It wouldn't be child friendly.
Probably
taking the Fantastic Four and making them a kids thing means essentially going. Here's Stretch Dude, here's Invisible Chick, here's Rock Guy, here's Fire Guy. 60s Spider-Man mysteries.
Yeah. Here's essentially the Incredibles. Unfortunately.
No, that was on purpose because of the Incredibles. But yeah, it would Basically, at this point, the Incredibles are more popular than the Fantastic Four. So
I think the Fantastic Four would run the risk of being said that, oh, you're just an Incredibles clone. No, bitch. Oh.
What I find actually kind of sad with the Fantastic Four is that what a lot of people don't like about it is if you read the comic books, for the most part, yeah, they are actually a relatively boring team of superheroes and such, and that's because like when they first came into comic books in the 1960s, it was Marvel pretty much throwing out whatever they had because they were about to go bankrupt, and they were like, fuck it, give them something, anything. So Stan and others decided to come up with the Fantastic Four, and they created basically the first superhero family. And it sold really fucking well. It was the comic book that literally saved Marvel's ass back in the 60s. And so Marvel continued to keep going from there with all their comic books and stuff. And over the years,
putting Schmeckle to sleep.
Eventually, the comic books got darker and grittier. They started making Reed way more of a dick who was way more neglectful of Sue, which was shameful because then eventually that paved the way for Namor to sneak his dick in and probably fuck the shit out of her when no one was looking. Let's face it, people. We're pretty sure Namor fucking tapped that ass multiple times. In fact, wait, actually, I think there's actual panels of that.
Yeah, there are certain timelines where Namor and Sue did definitely fuck. There is also, thanks to the recent Secret Wars crossover, a timeline where Doom and Susan fucked.
Take that, Doom cock.
No, yeah, there really was a story arc, a timeline when Doom and Sue actually banged. Surprise, surprise! They created a slightly more powerful child from that.
Well, no, they pumped out somehow still Franklin and Valeria.
Yeah, and Valeria turned out to be more powerful than Franklin Richards.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately for Doom, the original Franklin, the original Reed Richards, and the maker, the Ultimate Universe, Reed Richards, showed up in the universe and were pretty pissed about Doom taking their girl and their life and their family.
Chat is missing Opal. Should I just spam, hey, listen a few times?
Yeah, we're going to wrap up in 10 minutes. But yeah, spam, hey, listen a couple times so they don't miss Opal.
Hey, listen!
God damn it.
Hey, listen!
No.
Hey, listen!
Shut up.
Here.
No.
Opal's new name is Navi.
Yeah, I did want to get some final thoughts on the Apu situation.
I think it's fucking stupid.
Well, obviously it's stupid, but with the recent thing with Simpsons kind of calling out the people that are looking at Apu as racist.
I kind of think the writer's room sounded a bit like this when they got the complaint forwarded to them as fan mail. And then they began writing the script.
What I mean is, do you think this is going to hit them? Do you think the backlash that they're getting from this is going to affect them, or do you think that they're...
They are worth so much goddamn money. Fox News Fox is too invested in keeping them around at this point. They've become an institution, as it were. They could go easily another 5 to 10 years before they realize we've run out of shit to make fun of.
We'll ban guns before we ban The Simpsons.
Oh, we got a $20 super chat from
20 New Zealand's from Jordan Carey. He says, "Okay then, gentlemen, who dies in Infinity War?" And Doom from Books of Doom series would make a good script, I think.
All right. If I had to hazard a guess of a major character that would die in Infinity War, I'm going to say it's going to be Captain America.
Same.
Actually, I say it's going to be Cap and Tony. In the end, they're both going to probably die.
It has to be Captain America. They didn't do it at the end of Civil War. They're going to kill him off and replace him with Bucky.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, here's the other controversial.
Falcon. They might skip Bucky and go straight to Falcon.
That could be, and I, in all honesty, I actually would rather Chris Evans would stay around. If I had to choose a character, I would like them to kill off.
Tony Stark.
No, I love him too much. I need him to stay because if you kill off Tony Stark, you get Riri Williams.
No.
But Robert Downey Jr. plays him. I would love for him to die, and they have a recent storyline where he's replaced by an AI of himself. I would love for that to happen.
I just wish they would treat the characters like fucking James Bond. Instead of killing him off, they just go, "Oh, it's a new actor," and completely ignore the fact that it's a new person playing the role, and just move on.
I can get behind that.
Fistable Frodo says, Trippy Boop says, I think Hawkeye is going to die. I don't think so, because I think they're going to hold out for the death of the Hulk storyline.
I hope they kill him just so they bring him on to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and bring some interest back to that series.
Well, you guys seem to forget that Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans are both out the door after these movies. So both of their characters are most likely going to die and probably be resurrected as completely different actors, like sort of reborn.
That's why I think it'll be Cap. It'll be Bucky replaced, or maybe Falcon. And if it's Tony Stark, there will be another Iron Man, and I hope it's like an AI or maybe Arno Stark or something, and not Riri Williams.
No. I'm saying that they're going to get completely reborn. It's going to be younger, newer actors. That's what I think they would do, because the MCU and Disney sees what's going on with the comic books. The fans do not take well. And it's because mainly they've been doing a very piss-poor, shitty version of this, but they do not take well to replacing their favorite versions of characters. When Steve Rogers is replaced as Captain America by anyone, no one likes it. Yep. No one likes it. They always bring Steve back to become Captain America inevitably, because Steve Rogers is Captain America. No matter how many times they switch him out for another actor. For fuck's sake, Hawkeye was Captain America at one point. Punisher was Captain America at one point. Aside from Sam Wilson, Bucky was Captain America at one point. Every single time one of these guys donned the mantle,
Punisher was not Captain America. He wore the Captain America costume.
No. Yeah. He was filling in for Cap in certain story arcs, and he actually was supposed to be legitimately Captain America, but then he switched up the costume to be more Punisher Captain America, which is one of the reasons why he was ripped of the mantle.
Yeah. When I was a kid, Riri used to be slang for retarded. So every time I hear about Riri Williams, I just think, oh, it's retarded Iron Man.
Well, you're partially right. She's autistic. Autistic as fuck.
Did they finally come out and say, oh yeah, she's autist?
I don't believe so, but then again, I stopped paying attention after a while.
Yeah.
The writers of the books have finally succumbed to the calling of the fans, or at least C.B. Cebulski has, and they're bringing back through the legacy stories as much as they can. Although there's still some writers and some artists who are continuously fighting with C.B. Cebulski on this.
I hate most of the legacy characters. I have loved every one of the legacy stories.
No. Well, what do you mean, like? Because Tony Stark and Steve Rogers are legacy characters.
No, I mean, recently they did Marvel Legacy.
Yeah, Marvel Legacy is them bringing back the original cast members, such as the original Thor, even though he's still missing his left arm and everything, and it's, robotic and whatnot. He's getting his own new Mjolnir. And then Jane Foster is supposed to completely die because, transforming into Thor causes all the fucking chemo to basically leave her body, which is actually killing her very, very slowly. So the cancer is going to win out and she's going to die eventually. I don't know why it took them so fucking long to get to that story, but it's finally happening. Steve Rogers has been replaced by Steve Rogers. Tony Stark is being woken up from his coma. Basically,
I must not have read that. I read the first, I think it was 6-7 stories they put out. The Marvel Legacy shit, where it was like Thor meeting female Thor, like a past Thor.
Oh no! That's that's not so much Marvel Legacy. That's, I guess, the recapping on All New, All Different Marvel. When they did All New, All Different Marvel, that was when they started replacing everybody, and then they turned Spider-Man into a cuck bitch.
This was basically the old ones meeting up with the new, but also the return of a couple of the old ones.
Actually, it's return of all of the old ones.
It didn't seem like some of them were coming back.
Well, Captain Marvel is still going to stay Captain Marvel. There's no point in bringing Captain Marvel back because he's been dead for so long. What's the point? And then all the other versions of Captain Marvel before Carol Danvers, they were very short-lived, especially Monica Rambeau.
I just want to see the big. I just want to see big-titted Carl. I just want to see big-titted Captain Marvel tit slap the flat-chested Carl Manvers, and then just use her boobs to beat her into submission and take back the mantle.
We got like a couple minutes, then we're gonna wrap up. I don't need Samaj to do the thing.
Okay, good. I did want to say, because we sort of went past this. The one person I want to see dead in Infinity War, the movie, is Peter Parker's friend, that fat Asian kid.
Yeah, I feel like
he chokes on a spring roll.
He was obviously supposed to be like his name in the movie was Ned. He was obviously supposed to be Peter Parker's friend, but they mixed in a lot of Genki from Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimately, that school bus that Peter comes on, I want that whole bus to blow up because I want to have that chick, that MJ chick. I want her gone. I want that fat Asian kid gone. I want that Flash actor gone. I want them all gone.
Fucking MJ doesn't bother me so much. It bothers me a little that they called her MJ, but she was supposed to be a different character from Mary Jane. Flash really bothers me because he was supposed to be like the school bully, and he's a foot shorter than Peter.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
his way of bullying is he's the rich kid who's really smart.
Well, and that's something they've come out and said. He was supposed to be more of like a cyber bully than a real bully. But it's like in high school, you're fucking cyber bullied by a kid, and you're a foot taller than him. You go and break his nose.
Yeah.
You're not 18. You're not getting big charges for it. The Flash Thompson they took, especially considering his later route in life, through the military, eventually becoming Agent Venom, a Guardian of the Galaxy, etc. That guy ain't doing none of that shit.
No, that guy's gonna be dead.
That's the type of guy that I could beat up.
Yeah, no, I think that whole aspect.
He's the kind of guy that just goes, "Do you know who my dad is?
Do you know who my dad is? Say that again. Do you know who my dad is?"
Honestly, like if all those kids get blown up or something on that bus, and then Peter has a reason to go up on that floating ring thing and like, I'm gonna fucking destroy it. That's what I want to see. I want that so bad. I want those kids dead. I'm sorry. Let's get taken out of context.
Everybody, please clip Stamaj saying, "I want those kids dead," and attach it to some school shooting. We're gonna wrap this show up. This was Han Solo. We finally fucking did a Han Solo. It's been a long time. I keep canceling this show for other shit. But tomorrow at 11 p.m. EST, we have Theoretical Rhetoric, where we will be again discussing multiverses, but this time from a philosophical and scientific standpoint. You should also make sure to tune in on Friday, 8 p.m. EST. We will be doing a stream for Antoine of the Proper Villains, a friend of Brock's. Personally, I can't stand the guy, but he's at risk of being homeless, and I'd love to let him be homeless, but he has a 5-year-old child living with him, and kids being homeless fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I would like to avoid that situation happening. So Kadunt is in the chat already, spamming out the GoFundMe. If you can drop a couple dollars, go do so. This Friday, like I said, we'll be doing a stream. We should have some decent guests. Failure might show up. We might have 8. All the 4 families are showing up, and you might witness a very, very special occasion. There may be something very special that occurs while we are raising money for this motherfucker.
Just remember to kiss the ring.
Yeah, I will make sure at the end of this.
I'm surprised you didn't play the fucking Godfather music for the soundboard and shit.
Man, I am way too wasted to give a shit to go dig in for that.
Welcome to Schmeckle's world.
But anyway, the Theoretical Rhetoric tomorrow. Fucking 4 families charity fucking extravaganza induction ceremony bullshit on Friday. Samaj, play us out.
Da, 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 da.